Hello guys, welcome to the first video of Turnista cubing. I'm your host, Turnista, and I'm going to be teaching you guys how to solve a 3x3 cube. This has been recently demanded by a lot of people, so that's why I'm going to be doing it. Alright, so let's get right into it. Let's start off with some basics on the cube. So there's 3 different types of pieces on a 3x3 cube. You have center pieces, you have edge pieces, and you have corner pieces. And the difference between these 3 pieces is that centers, when it comes to color, blue will always be opposite of green, orange will always be opposite of red, and white will always remain opposite of yellow, no matter how many times you turn the cube. So when it comes to edge pieces now, what differentiates the edge pieces is that compared to the center, they are always vertical and horizontal of the center, respectively. And they have 2 colors per piece. And lastly, a corner piece has 3 colors on that piece. That's how you differentiate the 3 types of pieces. Next up, we're going to introduce some notation. Feel free to take notes with a paper or pen. I know I am going to right now. And there are 6 sides on any cube. So let me just write this down. So you have 6 letters, and each of those letters represents one side of the cube. So when we're referring to F, that's the face that's directly in front of us. If there's F by itself in an algorithm, which is a series of turns that will get you to a designated result, any uppercase letter by itself indicates a clockwise rotation of 90 degrees. If there's F and apostrophe, which we call prime, you turn that face 90 degrees counterclockwise. And that's the same with all the other sides if there is apostrophe. So capital letter without the prime symbol is clockwise rotation, and if there is apostrophe, that would be 90 degrees counterclockwise rotation. So this is the front face. This is the up face, which stands for U. Right side is the R face. Left side is L. Below, the down face is D. And the back is B. Now that's out of the way. Let's start with a progression of the cube. So the first step, we want to form something like this, the white cross. White will be on the top as we're solving until later stated. So our goal is to form the white cross, or before that, the white bar before the cross. So I'm going to show you how to get this right now. So we're going to look for the white centerpiece that will be facing upwards, and we're going to look for the 4 white edge pieces that are supposed to go right here. So I see we have one here, we have one right here, third piece is here, and then the last one is below right here. So we're going to work one at a time. So we're going to work on this piece right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do, if it's right here, F prime, R. And we have one of the 4 edge pieces in the top layer. So now we're going to move on to this piece. If you might have noticed, if we turn this up by turning R, this piece is now on a different face. So instead, what we want to do here is we're going to turn this white edge piece with F prime or F, it doesn't matter, but let's say we're going to do F, and then next we're just going to do R, which is to bring it up. So now we have 2 edge pieces that are on the top face right now. We're going to look for another piece, and I see we have 2 here. So let's say we're going to work on the one on the top. We're going to do F and then R. So now we have 3 of the 4 white edge pieces. Now we need one more, which is right here. So the same story, we can't just do L prime and bring it up because now we have to redo this piece. So instead, we're going to do U and then L prime to bring it up. And now you have the white cross as demonstrated right here. So if you look around the cube, how you know whether you've done this successful is that it's vertical and horizontal of the white center. The second thing you have to look for is whether the white edge piece and its secondary color, if it was describing this piece, the white blue, to line up to the white and blue center pieces. However, in this scenario, none of these are actually lined up with the proper center color. So what we have to do is that we have to have it lined up with each proper center right here. So this is our next step now. We're going to have to line up the white and the proper color with the proper secondary centerpiece. So let's do that right now with this cube. So right here we have one that's already lined up. It's a white green. So let's look around. This side is not lined up, neither is this one. And this one's also not lined up. So this piece we don't have to worry about. We're just going to turn sides and switch gears. So this is a white blue edge piece, and this is the white red centerpiece. So this piece is not in the right place right now. So we know that opposite of blue is green. So that means this piece has to go here. So here's how you fix that. You're going to do R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime. And doing that, you got the white blue edge piece aligned with the blue centerpiece, and the white green is intact. So now we have to worry about 2 more right here. So now this is a white orange edge piece. This is the white and red centerpiece. We know that this piece has to go on its opposite counterpart. So in this particular algorithm, we're going to be swapping both of these at the same time, and this is only doable with the last 2 that you have to fix being across from one another. Okay, so we're going to do F2. It doesn't matter whether you do it counterclockwise or clockwise when there's a 2 after the letter. Now we're going to do D2. We're going to do B2 now. Then D2 again. And then F2. So now we have the white cross and the first layer center piece lined up with the edge piece, which was demonstrated right here in this cube. Alright, next step, we're going to have to get the edge pieces, corner pieces, in the right corner for white. So we want to look at these pieces one at a time again. So let's work with this piece right here. White, green, and red. Well, I could see that white's up here, blue's here, and orange is right here. So that means this piece does not belong here, because it doesn't line up with the blue and orange and the white on the top. So from our knowledge, we know that blue was opposite of green and orange was opposite of red. So that means this piece has to actually go right here. So how we're going to bring it over there is that we're going to do this. R prime, D, and then to restore this, we're going to do R. And we have to get this here, so we're going to do D. And then you're going to do 2 cube rotations to get a better view. And now we have white, red, green right here, and the white, green, red right here of the centerpiece. So that means this piece has to go here. So to bring it up, we're going to do this. F, D prime, F prime. And now you have this corner piece lined up in the right position. Now we gotta do the other 3. So now we're gonna find the other 3 corner pieces involving white. I see there's 2 here. So let's work with this one right now. So let's look at the other 2 colors. So it's green and orange. Well, this is the white, green, red centerpiece. So that means we know that this piece has to go here. So we're gonna do D and then a cube rotation so that we're working with this piece for a better view. It's in the right space right now, so we're going to do the same thing. F, D prime, F prime. And we have this corner piece in the right place. Now we got 2 more to go. This part, I'll speed up a little bit. So this is white, red, blue. We got to find white, red, blue. That means this piece has to go here. So we're going to do D. And then if it's on the left this time, we're going to do the opposite to bring it up. So we have F prime, D, F. And we have this in the right place. One more piece right now. It's right here. To get this underneath, to bring it up, we're going to do D prime. We're going to do a cube rotation. It's on the left this time. So we're going to do F prime, D, F. So now you have the entire white face completed and also the first layer all done. So after this step, the white is now going to be your bottom. So turn the whole cube upside down so the white faces the bottom. You won't have to worry about the white or the first layer anymore. So now yellow will be facing the top. Our next step is to be able to form the second layer. And there's only 2 algorithms that you have to memorize in order to do this now. So here's the algorithm. Right here. There are only 2 you have to memorize, luckily. Alright. So you have a left and a right algorithm. Let me get this like that. Alright. There's a left and right algorithm that you have to memorize. And we're going to do both of them in the solve right now. So now we're going to ignore the white. So we're going to work on the proper edge pieces that do not have the yellow color on them. So let's say this one, for example. This one's a green and red edge piece. Well, if we look to our left and the right, this is the orange centerpiece and this is the red centerpiece. So by logic, this piece right here has to go to the left. So that's where we're going to use this left algorithm. When you do U prime, L prime, U, L, U, F, U prime, F prime. And then now, as you noticed, we have the green and red edge piece with the proper green and red centerpiece. Now we got 3 more to go. So these 2 have yellow, so that's a no-no. Let's work with this piece. This is blue and orange. And I forgot to mention, you have to make the upside down T first. So if blue is the color that's facing towards you, you gotta line up with the blue centerpiece first in order for these algorithms to work. So we're gonna look around. This side's the red, and this is already placed in the right place, so we know it can't go there. So therefore it has to go to the left again. So we want to do this algorithm right here again. U prime, L prime, U, L, U, F, U prime, F prime. So now we have the blue, orange in the right place. Now we have 2 more to go. Orange, green, once again, can't go to the right. It has to go to the left. So we want to do the same algorithm. U prime, L, U, L, U, F, U prime, F prime. So we have the green and orange right now in the right place. And we have 1 more to go, I believe. Or, nope, that's it, actually. So now we have the center layer, or the second layer, completed. So now, instead of actually building the 3rd layer, we're going to work on the yellow now. And we're going to eventually get the whole yellow side solved. So this is our goal right here. So there are 2 algorithms that you need to know for this. And they are right here. So you have a before cross and an after cross algorithm. And what we mean by cross is, if you remember from the first step, we formed a white cross. This time it's going to be with a yellow cross. So we have to form that here. We have the bar, so that's already the advantage for us. Alright, so if we don't have the yellow cross yet, we need to perform the before cross algorithm, and that's F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F. You gotta make sure that before you're doing the before cross algorithm, you need to have the bar horizontal instead of vertical. So make sure of that. So now we actually have the cross right now, and we're gonna perform the after cross algorithm right here. But before so, we gotta pick the right side, because some sides, they will take forever, or it takes longer than other sides to actually solve the entire yellow face. So I'm gonna look around the cube. I see yellow here. There's a yellow right here, and there's a yellow right here. So when you have yellow cross already, you're gonna look for the yellow corner pieces and which way the yellow is actually facing. So whenever you have this scenario right here, where you have 1 yellow corner piece on left, you have 2 in the center, and 1 on the right, you want to do the one on the right. So if you have the yellow corner piece on the top right, you're in a good position to start this algorithm right here. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. So it didn't get the entire yellow yet, but we're actually 1 move away. So in this scenario where you have the 3 top right yellow corner pieces, you're going to start with the one that is next to nothing. So whenever you have the fish, this side is going to be the side where you do that algorithm right there. And you're going to do the same thing. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. And now you have the entire yellow solved right here, as demonstrated on this cube. Next step, you're gonna work on solving the third layer. This is the last step before you solve the cube. And there's two algorithms that you need to memorize, and they are right here. Whoops. Alright, there you go. So this is the last layer algorithms. You'll have to encounter the standard algorithm, and there's also a parity algorithm, which I will describe later. Okay, so you're gonna look around the third layer and see if there's a matching side. And what we mean by matching side is whether there's a side that you could complete fully. And I see that there's a red bar right here, and we have two solved red layers right here. We're actually gonna turn the cube, so we're gonna do U prime to line up the entire red side. So the red side's all done. This is gonna be now the back. So in this scenario, we have three edge pieces that are not properly aligned. So in this scenario, we actually skipped this algorithm. So I'm going to come back to this in a second. So let's take this cube, for example. We do not have a full side here. So therefore, we're going to have to use that algorithm right there. So how do you pick the correct side for this? Well, you're going to look if there's no full side to find a U shape. So this side doesn't have a U shape. This side doesn't have a U shape. This side doesn't have a U shape. And this side doesn't have a U shape. In this scenario, we need to form a U shape, and that's where this algorithm comes into play. So we're going to do this algorithm. B prime, R, B prime, L2, B, R, B prime, L2, B2, U prime. So now we're going to look around and see whether we have a full side or a U shape. I see we have a blue bar here, and we have two full bars here. So we're actually going to turn this, and we're going to do U to line this up. This is going to be our back. So similar to this scenario, our back faces are solved. This will be for a later stage, so we're going to wait on that. So when you have full side, compared to this one, this is actually going to go on the left now. We're going to do the same algorithm to get this. Alright, so we're going to do B prime, R, B prime, L2, B, R prime, B prime, L2, B2, U prime. So we have the full side. That's going to go to our back now. And now we have something very similar. The backs are the same. And edge pieces, except for one, are not properly aligned. So now what we're going to do is not the parity algorithm, but I didn't actually write this down, so you're going to do F2. And the reason why I didn't write this down is because it actually varies. So what you want to do is you're going to do F2. And then now you're going to look to your left or your right. And you're going to look at, in this case, where the blue edge piece is located. And where the blue-yellow edge piece specifically to look at. So on the right, I see we have it right here. So we're gonna turn this top face U to line it up right here. So we should have an arc now, or a claw, if you could imagine. Now we're going to do F2. Not F2, sorry. We're going to do R prime, L, then F2. I'm going to do R, L prime, then U, F2. And now you have the entire cube solved. So let's do another example. So we have a full side on the back. And we're going to be looking for the orange and yellow edge piece. So it's on our right again. So we're going to do F2. And we're going to bring this piece right over to line it with the orange and yellow centerpiece. So it goes here. Then we're going to do L, R prime, F2, L prime, R, and then U, F2. And now you have the entire cube solved. So I hope that answers your questions on how to solve the 3x3. I will probably be doing a better tutorial on this soon. But for now, if you liked the video, make sure to leave a like on this video. And if you're not yet subscribe and leave on post notifications for more cubing videos. I hope you enjoyed this, and I enjoyed making it as well. Leave your suggestions in the comments below of what you want to see me do next. And that's it for now. I'm Turnista for Turnista Cubing. I'll see you next time, everybody. Goodbye.